Welcome back then guys to part 5 of the video course, and this is all about adherence. So you may be wondering what this has to do under the umbrella that I'm kind of covering every other aspects of the injury. Well, adherence is basically just relating to over the course of the treatment sessions that I'm going to be doing with you, I will be giving you bits of homework to do, which will mainly be just different exercises that I may get you to do in the session, but then you can take them home with you to then do in between that session and the follow-up session. And obviously, as you progress and touch wood, obviously you begin to become pain-free and increase your mobility, or obviously increase the difficulty of exercises. So the key thing is that what I find a lot of people do is that you tend to start off once you're in pain to really be diligent with the exercises, maybe to do them once a day, twice a day, or maybe even more if you're really keen on getting yourself back to full fitness. Now, what tends to happen, like I said, is as you improve in pain-wise, mobility-wise, as the days go on, the exercises kind of tend to get less and less because obviously you're thinking about being in pain and, oh, better do Rob's exercises a little bit less because it's off in the background of your mind. You're thinking, oh, I can do this, I'm going to do that. So it tends to obviously, as you get better, the exercises obviously decrease. And the key thing here is that that's exactly the wrong time that you want to obviously drop out of doing the exercises and stretches, etc., because they're the reason, well, one of the main reasons you're obviously getting better is from the exercises. So it can lead to a dip back down into suddenly a few weeks later getting into a bit more pain or a bit more restrictive issues because you've fallen off the wagon with the exercises. So as the slide says, in case you didn't know, that getting a good outcome from your injury rehab is really key to adherence and to the exercise programs that I will be giving you, and they help with obviously everything under the sun. These exercises from proprioception, which is a posh name for your balance and hand-eye coordination, stuff like that. Range of motion, so that's basically what stretches help you do. They increase the mobility that your joints have got, for example, in your shoulders or your ankle, etc. And again, joint and ligament stability. That's tied in with obviously the balance, also the range of motion, and it basically obviously then ties in with the muscular strength and endurance, because if your muscles are strong enough, then they'll make everything nice and stable. And yeah, so that wraps up near the end of kind of the rehabs wise, where muscular strength and endurance, because I aim to then get you back to pre-injury, so you're able to get back to the same fitness levels as you were to do daily activities that you now can't do, or you get back to the sport that you love to do but can't because of your injury. So obviously that's really key. And another bonus here is that adhering to the exercise plans, and like I said, the key thing here is as you get better is to not drop off the exercises, is because it also helps reduce your risk of re-injury, especially even once we've kind of wrapped up doing the injury stuff and we kind of go more into a maintenance view of things, of just kind of keeping things ticking over. That's key, because then it will stop re-injury risks occurring in the future, rather than not seeing me and not doing the exercises at least for a few months' time and then giving me a call to say, oh Rob, XYZ's just happened, or I've pulled my calf again, etc. And when I generally, this is just going through years of experience now, generally when I say, oh, I know obviously we stopped seeing each other sessions, did you at least do the exercises? 99.9% of the time, the client will come back and say no, and that's when I then remind them, and they say, yes, I know you're right, Rob. So I try not to gloat at that point, but it's really key here that you adhere to the exercises. And I think what tends to happen, some people go in with the mind of that they want me to basically do the work for them, and that's it. And I try and say to them, I can only do so much with treatment and with the exercises we do during the session. A lot of it is also down to you being kind of productive and being kind of thinking about things and keeping everything at the forefront of your mind to go through the rehab process, because like I said, for session time after the first session, I'll be seeing you. I do follow-ups for an hour, and then I can do half an hour, but obviously I keep most people to an hour, just because it gives me time to go through everything properly and not feel like it's a really, really rushed session. And so if I see you for an hour, and then if I see you in 1 week or 2 weeks time, that's a lot of time in between now and then. So that's a lot of time for you to fall back into bad habits, etc., and to really kind of let things slide before the next session, where then I will then probably find out that you've not been doing the exercises, and then it'll just take longer to progress, basically, is what I'm trying to get at, with the rehab program, if obviously you don't adhere to kind of the exercise program. But obviously, hopefully now you've watched this video, you'll see the importance of trying to keep to a routine, and which is why the final video that will be most importantly, I think, was probably one of the most important ones of this whole series, is about kind of setting goals and tracking them and all of that, because setting the goals will then help with your adherence if you know your thought process and you've got basic good checklists that you can tick off every day to get the best out of the exercises and at the best of your injury rehab process. So that's it from me. I look forward to seeing you and doing a deep dive into the next video about goal setting. So leave any comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.